This chart from pediatrics that summarizes gross motor, fine motor, social, and language milestones is a nightmare to remember. So I went ahead and made this video using the skeleton from one of Zainam ma'am's lecture, which covers the topic in form of a story with the illustrations from first month till 5 years. The first month baby is a boring baby. Why? Because it is not very interactive. It is sleeping or looking at something constantly and will only be alerted to some sounds. Palmar grasp is present at this age. In the second month, the baby realizes it can't be boring anymore. So it starts to smile, which is termed as social smile. And in this illustration, Palmar grasp is pretty evident. As the baby enters the third month, Palmar grasp disappears, and now it will grasp with its eyes by fixating at things, which has been illustrated in the image where the baby is looking at the TV. For our convenience, let's assume the baby is watching Mother, the movie, which belongs to horror genre, using which we can remember a few more milestones from this month, like the baby can recognize its mother, and it can also get scared. When it gets scared, it can't shout or scream, so it starts to coo, which is termed as cooing, and we can also see that the baby is able to support its neck while watching TV. Next is fourth month. Here, let's remember 2 into 2 is equal to 4, where one of the two denotes bidextrous approach and the other two denotes binocular vision, which can both be seen in fourth month. With the bidextrous approach, whenever the baby holds something, it directly goes into its mouth, termed as mouthing. Apart from all this, the baby starts rolling on the floor and laughs loudly, which is an upgrade from social smile. Earlier, it had learned to support its neck. Now we can see it can support the body also when you pull it up to sit. Entering the sixth month, the baby becomes unidextrous from bidextrous and can now transfer things from one hand to another. It doesn't need any friends and becomes self-sufficient by playing with itself in the mirror, termed as mirror play. From cooing, it is now upgraded to monosyllables. Mono rhymes with no, using which you can remember that the baby learns to listen to no whenever indicated, and also develops stranger anxiety. In this month, 3 milestones have a theme of 1 if you observe. With 3 ones, we can make a tripod, via which we can remember the tripod position is achieved at 6 months age. At 9 months, the milestones of the baby can be correlated with behavior of a toxic girlfriend, which we shall assume is the toy in the illustration. We know such girlfriends are pretty immature. Immature pincer grasp. They can't have permanent relationships. On the other hand, baby acquires object permanence around 8th month. These kind of girlfriends say bye-bye at the end of every relationship. Baby learns to wave bye-bye and also upgrades from monosyllables to bisyllables or bisyllables. Even a toxic girlfriend at some point in life learns to become independent and crawls back to the boyfriend. Similarly, the baby also learns to sit without support and begins to crawl. 10th month. Before we learn the milestones acquired in this month, let's brush up a little about Friends, the series. How many seasons of Friends we have? 10. So a perfect theme for milestones of 10th month. I'm sure all of you remember the scene where Ross is yelling pivot while lifting the sofa with help of Chandler and Rachel. Just like this baby at 10 months learns to pivot, cruise, turn and also localize sounds diagonally. Here, Ross is taking support from Rachel and Chandler. Baby takes support to stand. Similarly, we know Ross and Rachel, their relationship was like peekaboo because Ross was a creep, using which we can remember the milestones where the baby starts creeping and plays peekaboo at this age. We have reached 1 year, which means it's time for a birthday party. If baby is throwing a party, it wants to act maturely, so it has mature pincer grasp. Mouthing disappears, and baby responds and comes to you when called. Not just that, it can also feed self with a cup. Now, baby can stand without support and walks with support like a star kid. At the party, as people give gifts, baby picks them up and throws away gifts it doesn't like a ball, which is called casting, and can also speak 1 to 2 words like thank you, etc. At 15 months of age, baby acts like a mini adult. It tries to walk alone, it tries to talk like an adult but can't, and makes up new words like pichku, chotu, etc., which is termed as jargon. It also tries to write like an adult but ends up scribbling and can make a 2 block tower with the help of cubes. 18th month, or we can say 1.5 year. According to our story, the baby is stuck in an adult situation at this age. Chotu baby goes into the bedroom where it suddenly sees that some adult stuff is going on, like domestic mimicry, exploring drawers, and unzipping. After this scene, the baby is traumatized. He comes out, runs and kicks a ball. Meanwhile, he gets hungry and starts feeding self with a spoon. In the first place, why did the baby go into the bedroom? Actually, it wanted to use the bathroom because at this age the baby is dry during the day. Baby can also speak 8 to 10 words and can make a tower of 3 cubes. To remember 3 cubes, you can remember that there are 3 people involved in this story. At 2 years, the baby decides it can't live on the same floor due to all the Ajib things it has seen, and decides to climb stairs 2 steps up and down. Now it can also speak 2 word sentences and asks for food and drinks like Khana do, and can show 2 different objects and differentiate between them. It can draw 2 lines and can make a tower of 6 blocks. It develops parallel play, that is, 2 kids playing their own games but are sitting close to each other. It can now name body parts and learns to undress completely. But will it undress anywhere? No. It has learned from its parents that he has to close the doors first. So he learns to close doorknobs and unscrew toys. As the baby enters 3 years, it learns to ride a tricycle. So 3rd year for a tricycle. The tires of the tricycle are circular. The baby can now draw a circle. It can climb stairs 1 step upwards and finds out its dominant hand, that is handedness, while riding the tricycle. It can recognize 1 to 2 colors and can make a tower of 9 blocks. Begins to share toys, can also dress and undress completely except buttons. 3 things baby can answer at this age of 3 years, that is, it can say its name, age and gender. In 4th year, it is almost an independent baby who can also come downstairs 1 step at a time, can hop and plays the hopping game by drawing squares and crosses. Baby can also use scissors and make a bridge with the blocks. While playing, the baby is also singing poems cooperatively with other children around the same age. Right and left discrimination is pretty good and goes to the toilet alone. We have reached the final destination, that is the 5th year. At this age, the baby is skipping around here and there and can also draw a triangle. To erase the confusion, let's revise all those milestones starting with try. Tripod position is at 6 months. Baby can ride a tricycle at 3 years and can draw a triangle at 5 years. Coming back to the milestones of the 5th year, the baby can follow 3-step commands, which you can see in the illustration. It is following 3 steps in order to get ready to skip. First step is wearing shoe, second is tying laces, and the third step is to start skipping. At this age, baby will also start asking meaning of words like life, etc., and can recognize up to 5 different colors. While skipping around, baby reaches the gate of the house, by which we can remember that the baby can build a gate with blocks.